I review one of my clients' sales conversations who's already making $10,000 per month as a closer. Now, when he first started working with me about 2 months ago, he was making around $4,000 per month, but now he's made a good jump to $10,000. Now, what we're focusing on is how do we get him to the point where he's getting to 20 or 30,000 plus as a closer. The reason why I wanted to share this call review is a few reasons. Number one, call reviews are the best way to get better at sales because you can listen to real live sales calls and we're not just focused on theory. Number two, we can highlight some of the skills that you need in order to make that jump from a 10,000 per month closer to a 20 and 30,000 per month closer. The two biggest things that we go over in this is number one, you need to be able to identify language. Now, the biggest thing that came up as far as language was wishful thinking. So somebody saying they would like or they would love to do something. So if you understand, people think by talking. So if you understand language, you understand like how people think. So if you're able to help them talk differently, you help them think differently. And if you help them think differently, then they'll make different type of decisions than they have up until that point. Number two is really being able to tie and dive deep into somebody's identity. He sells a program that helps people start an online fitness business. So it is a business opportunity, mostly working with people who are already in a job looking to start a business. So you need to be able to tie people to being that entrepreneur rather than taking the safe route. Overall, it's still a really great call, and there's a lot to learn from. So take notes and drop any questions you have in the comments. Let's dive in. Alrighty, dude, let's go ahead. Let's dive into this call. Let's take
Truck driver, which I already, was going to school to obtain my CDL.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
but I'm also looking into this also. So,
For sure, man. Well, and
yeah.
just so I can understand,
Okay, so he is looking to get like his truck driver's license, but then also looking to start his own business. Now, I'm going to assume, now again, this is just like in the first couple seconds, right? So thinking a little bit about strategy right now. This person is obviously looking for a change and they have two different paths in front of them. One is going to be the safe path, CDL, pretty much, guaranteed they can make at least decent money, right? Decent money versus like starting your own business, a lot more risk, but a lot higher upside. So I want to start to, as early on into the call as I can, start getting them to buy into the fact of being a business owner, of taking risk, and all these different things, and like not playing it safe. So that's where my mind goes immediately because that's the big leap I need this person to take. That they need to take the path of being a business owner, not playing it safe.
when it comes to actually like building your business,
Yeah.
besides, having a little bit more freedom, what would be the main reason you're actually looking to start like an online fitness business rather than just like getting a different kind of job or something?
Well, I would like to have the freedom to travel because
Uh,
I live where I'm from. I'm originally from the Caribbean, so
yeah.
yeah, if I could like get out of a 9 to 5 and be able to travel and make money, that would be one of the best things to
Mm,
happen. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. So before you talked with us,
Why don't you want to be one of those 9 to 5 guys? Right? Like, oh, I just really want to travel, things like that. Well, again, like I want to really start to entrench that belief. He doesn't like really start to entrench that he's not that 9 to 5. Like, why don't you want to be one of those 9 to 5 guys? Because I feel like this, or I'd be stuck, or things like that. Yeah, you don't want to be one of those guys, do you? Oh no, for sure not. Okay.
and before you looked into starting your business, like, were you already
Yeah.
looking for ways to create more freedom or like get out of the 9 to 5?
Yes.
Yeah. What were
Yeah.
you, what were you looking into?
Well, I was looking into like being a pilot, but
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's already late for me to do that because I'm 29 years old already. I had a late start in America.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But man, I'm doing pretty well with everything that I did so far here. And
Yeah.
I'm in for like to get out of that kind of like being in a shop where I used to work. Like, I'm trying to get out of being in a shop and being in a 9 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So you looked into being like a pilot. Had you
Yeah.
done anything in the past for building an online fitness business?
No. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good.
Yeah, because I can't remember how long have you wanted to actually start your business for?
My online business.
Yeah, like I guess
I've
how
been looking into it for like 3 months now.
okay, and is that fitness specifically or you mean different?
I would probably the better question to ask is, well, how long have you been looking to get out of the 9 to 5? Because that's going to be a little bit more broad. Because when it's like, okay, well, how long have you been looking about starting your own fitness? It kind of it like narrows the window because he could have like gone through a bunch of different paths to like in his head of what's the best way to get out of the 9 to 5.
Ways to create freedom,
No, fitness.
fitness specifically. How long
Yeah.
have you wanted to get out of the 9 to 5 for?
Okay, good.
Well, maybe around 8 months now.
8 months. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So over the last 8 months, Dylan, have you like reached out to different coaches or like reached out to professionals to get help with, creating more freedom or
No, I didn't reach out to anyone.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
prevented you over the last 8 months from actually like getting help?
Yeah, as I said, being in one area with people, and not being able to like move around, but just being going to one job back and forth and home,
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to change that lifestyle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, what's
Kind
prevented
of,
you from
uh,
actually like what's prevented you from like getting someone that could actually help you with changing that lifestyle?
Good. Because you didn't answer the question.
um, I would say the money that I works for is pretty good, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yep.
That's why I never really reach out, but I was always looking like online, like looking online. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Because I mean, I see a lot of people online, and some of them I don't think that their stuff is like real. So I kind of really research what I'm doing first
Yeah,
before I get into something. Yeah,
it's good, man. So
yeah,
is it safe to say kind of like
Okay. So he gave two things that the money, what he's doing now is good, and that he doesn't believe a lot of online people. Now, he is on the call with you, so we can test it and like, okay, well, what makes your influencer different that made him want to hop on the call? What did he see that gave him that trust, right? So you can just smack that out of the way. But what does he mean like the money he's making is good? Like that's the belief that you really want to get to, because again, and I'm sure like you got it from the like the SDR, but it sounds like he is in a job currently and he's wanting to get out of it. But the belief that okay, the money is good, um, therefore he's been complacent. Like that's the belief that we need to destroy.
since you're making good money, you're a little comfortable?
yeah. I was comfortable where I am too, in my comfort zone. Yeah,
I can
How do you
appreciate
mean
that, man.
comfortable?
yeah.
If we are going to put words in his mouth, just get him to expand on it. Like, oh, how do you mean by comfortable though?
So it sounds a lot like you want to go from more good to great.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking to do. Yeah,
Okay.
because I would love to open up my laptop and be traveling somewhere, and be able to make money online. That would be something really good.
If you just hear him right now, it's a lot of wishful thinking. Like, I would love to do this. That's something that would be really good. So I really want to attack it right away. Well, I mean, I'd love to be at the beach right now, but is that something you actually need to be doing? Like, why is it a need? Or you can just like, well, can I share a perspective? Because it sounds like this is a want for you. Oh yeah. Do you know the difference between a want and a need? Yes, no, it doesn't matter. Well, want is if it's convenient, he'll make it happen. A need is you'll do whatever it takes. When you're talking about starting your own business, escaping the 9 to 5, like, do you think that's just going to be convenient? Well, why not? So would you be willing to make it a need? Why would you be willing to make it a need? Like, we need to attack the language, because right now he's very much in like wishful thinking land.
Absolutely, man. Have
Yeah.
you ever heard the phrase "good is the enemy of great"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know why?
You could tell me why?
Yeah.
It's because good is comfortable.
Right. Being in your comfort zone. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I do gotta ask, man, like, what happens if you stay at good, but you actually never really like get to great?
Right. That's what I'm trying to do. So,
Well, what would actually happen if you stayed at good?
Okay, so it's like right now, so you're doing a good job, you're staying on point, but the thing is, he's laughing quite a bit right now. Okay, to break the tension, because like now we're really getting to the crux of the issue. So something that we just need to do on our end is we just need to become more serious, like in this conversation. And if this laughing continues, it's something that needs to be addressed. You seem happy about it, man. Well, no, I'm not. Okay, so be real with me, right? Like we cut right through it. Like what you need is a pattern interrupt if the laughing continues.
Good and you never did get to great though?
yeah. Because my parents are retired in the Caribbean, and
Mm-hmm.
they like me being here and working, I don't really get time to really like be with them, you know?
If
Yeah, I
you're
have to,
enjoying this call review and you want me to review your calls and give you hands-on help, check out the first link in the description. If you're just starting off in sales, check out the second link. Now let's get back into it.
yeah, I have to see them over WhatsApp video call and
Okay.
all that, you know? Yeah.
So to be able to like go visit them whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's cool. Are you
'Cause
close with your family?
if I'm close to my family,
We still haven't gotten to like that real deep consequence. And it's not just a consequence of, okay, what if you can't do the thing? Like, okay, what if you continue to stay this person, this 9 to 5er who's not free? Because that's who he is right now. Okay. Now we need to first and foremost attack the wishful thinking. But when we go for this consequence here, like consequencing on the thing of like, oh, like you want to be able to visit your parents or things like that. It's not like it's bad, but if you really want to get to the heart of it, it's him not being that person. It's him not being that entrepreneur. It's him not being that guy who has freedom. That's who we need to attack. And if we attack that, that's going to be a lot deeper of an anchor.
Are you close with your family?
yeah, yeah,
That's cool, man. That's good.
yeah, yeah,
The reason I asked that, it's what Ruben always teaches us. Like when it comes to building your online business and having
yeah,
freedom, right skills, yeah, of course the skills matter.
yeah,
What he always says, it just comes down to being that better person.
right.
It's like right now we've just been comfortable. We've been really
Yeah,
like, good. We're
yeah,
doing, and so to really get to great,
So just give him space to answer that question. So it's good. Like you put the hook in, he's coming along with you, but it's like right now we're stuck at good. Would you agree? And don't move on until you get that buy-in, because if you then just move on, again, he's like catching up to what you're saying. It's not fully sinking in. Like nobody says you have to go fast right now. Like this is the sale right here. So if you speed through it, you can miss things or not get the buy-in that we need.
a lot of time what that means is living outside of your comfort zone.
right.
And so I do got to ask, man,
Yep.
are
Yeah.
you okay with staying that person who's good and
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
the
well,
for
I
the
would love to I would love to become great. Yeah.
Wishful
because what
So,
thinking.
happens if you just stay good for the rest of your
Wishful thinking. Like, yeah, I would love, like, dude, I'd love to be a fucking billionaire. But it's like, what do you need to do? Who do you need to be? So it's like, as soon as you hear that, now, because again, like, what's gonna happen? Just when we start to hear things that come up, one big thing I keep hearing from him is wishful language. And what I mean by wishful language is it's not real. Like I would love that. I would love to be like in a penthouse with a Lamborghini. Like, yeah, I'll just love that. Versus, I need that. And I need that in 6 months. They're very, very different conversations. And because we haven't addressed his wishful language, he is becoming emboldened, more confident in speaking that way. And just understand the way that he speaks to you is the way he speaks to himself. So he speaks to himself in wishful thinking, wishful language. So it's not really concrete. It's up in the air. It's ethereal. It's not real. And because it's not real, there's no urgency to go and get it. So you need to bring this person to reality. And if you start teaching them how to speak, you'll start teaching him how to think. And once he starts to think the right way, he's going to do the things that are required. Because even if he does get into the program and he's all wishful, like high in the sky, like oftentimes, like they're not going to do the work that's required because they don't have that urgency. So not only do we need that urgency for him to get him to take action, but like, let's say he even does take action, we want that urgency from him so he can actually get the result. Because that's all that really matters here, that we get people results and we actually help people. So helping him start to view what he really wants or what he needs differently is just going to improve the conversation overall, but also just improve the way that he actually starts to think about where he's going and how he gets there.
Life, and you're not
Sure.
able to actually
You
go out
stay
there
in
and
your
prove
comfort zone, yeah. Yeah.
because like what would that look like, man, if you're not able to visit your family like you want and you just stay good for the rest of your life, man? How would that feel?
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good at all. Yeah.
So to really help you build free.
Just take a little bit of, and you can take a little bit of extra time. Like we got to a consequence. Now, because it's more like wishful, it's detached from him. It didn't hit as hard, which again, that's why we learn is we need to get it to be more attached to him. But it's like, oh, like it wouldn't be good. Like how so, man? Like be real with me. What's going on? Like what would happen if this continues to be the case? Because this is the case right now. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to be good. How so? Well, what if this continues, man, for another year, 2 years, 3 years down the road? Like be real with me. Like I'm on your team. I've been in your shoes. Like how would that feel? Okay. So it's like you can really get this guy to open up and connect with you.
Right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
give you that choice. What do you feel like you need from us to really help you go from good to
I
great as quick as possible?
Well, the coaching, that's what I would say.
Why is that?
Coaching? Okay.
Yeah.
What about the coaching specifically?
I need to actually know how to attract the clients, you know? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you say the coaching, do you mean that in terms of coaching to your marketing plan and how to like attract clients, or is there anything else behind that?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Coaching to the marketing plan, yeah.
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 Is it
And
is it
also,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, and also like setting up the programs, you know?
Mm.
Like, yeah.
And when you say setting up the program, because that can mean different thing to different people,
Yeah.
is that like actually building a workout plan, or do you mean structuring your offer when you go to sell it?
Structuring the offer.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But also might be building the workout plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you all offer in the coaching plan? Is it like meal plans and all that? Will I have
Okay, so this is happening just because, again, like we're giving him a little bit more of a leash than we probably should around this range, especially when the focus is on, or you're asking him a little bit more about like what he feels like he needs. It's like, oh, like maybe a little bit of help with that. Oh, why do you feel like that would be important to you? Oh, because this and this. Okay, cool. So then let's say, then you just go ahead and like you move on. That way you don't get this right now. But if we do get this, again, just like diffuse and then go ahead and move the conversation forward.
like create my own meal plans or do you? Because I was hearing that Ruben said in the video that he has all his meal plans and all that, and he been doing for like over 10 years and more now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll definitely hop into all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
I still want to know like a little bit more about what you're
Yeah.
actually looking for.
Okay, so with that, it the focus is what I still want to know. And again, just with people you're selling, they don't give a fuck about you, just in general, right? So it's like we always want to make it in the best interest of them. Well, yeah, that's really gonna depend. It's gonna be fairly customized based off of like really like the results ultimately like you're looking to get, right? Because like let's say like we're able to come in and then you move right on. So let's say we're able to come in, give you X, Y, and Z. We're able to get you to that like that 10,000 per month, like we do with our other clients. Like at that point, man, just maybe so I can have a better understanding, because money is just a vehicle. It depends on where it's taking us. You get what I'm saying? Like what difference would that actually make for you? And it's right on.
Because what we do is it's fairly custom.
Okay.
So I want just more of an understanding. Is that something you'd actually want help on? Is
Yes.
okay, so like the meal plans.
The meal plans and like like when you attract a client, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like say I attract two clients,
Okay.
right? I mean, how will I give them a meal plan and workouts and all that? Do you all provide all that to me to give them?
Yeah, see, the focus is like a little bit too much on us right now. And it's because, well, like we just allowed him to take a little bit control of the conversation. Okay. So that's why this is happening.
Or do I have to do that on my own?
Okay. So how to provide the meal plans and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So part of what we do does involve some of that. So like I said, we'll cover that.
yeah,
So far, you want the coaching with attracting clients, structuring the offer, how to provide the meal plans and coach.
right. Yes.
Is there anything else? Like, what would be your ideal criteria for a coach to help you build that freedom as quick as possible? What else do you feel like
I
you
would
need?
say, I would say, man, I gotta put in the work. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all on me to attract and
Yeah,
put in
man.
the work online. Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
And are you
and
willing to put in the work? Like that's a belief that's good. Like so what if they take a good step in your direction, right? Like they say a belief that is good. Like push back on it. Get him to start to entrench more in that belief. Like, are you willing to put in the work? Oh yeah. So you're no longer just gonna stay in your comfort zone. Oh no. I don't want to. Okay, cool, man. And he sounds pretty serious about it. But what are we looking to get to, right? Then just go right on to the next part of the process.
also I saw in his video he said, you got is it 3 seconds to attract clients online?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
yes,
exactly.
yeah,
Okay. Could I make a suggestion?
yeah,
Because there are some people that come to us that want help with accountability. Because you mentioned it's up to you to put in the work.
yeah,
We can take we could take a horse to water, but we can't force a horse to drink. Um,
right, yes.
why we add accountability to the program to just help, realign, keep things in order. Um, would that be something that you'd actually be looking for as well with the coaching, like having accountability?
Yes.
Why would the accountability be like, why do you resonate with that?
To have the accountability. I mean, because the guidance is important too,
Mhm.
Mm,
having the guidance, because I'm new to this and I don't,
Anytime that you do bring up a word, it's going to be better if you ask them what they mean by that. So it's like, is accountability something you'd be looking for? Oh yeah, for sure. But what do you mean by accountability though? Oh, well, this, and this. And are you actually willing to be held accountable? Because, like, I know some people just aren't. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. As coaches, it's our job to tell you what you need to hear, not tell you what you want to hear.
I don't know anything about online coaching at all.
okay.
Yeah,
So people that ask questions too.
yeah,
And sometimes when it comes to having accountability and guidance,
Mhm.
a lot of times that does mean telling a coach what you need to hear, not always what you want to hear.
Mhm.
yeah,
You okay with having a coach like that?
yeah. But having someone tell me, like, I mean, what is the right thing to actually do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page, man.
yeah. One question I have also is that, so if I get into the Fit Boss program, is it let me see which one it is. It's the $3,000 package, is it? Uh,
1.0?
no, not no, not the 1.0, because that one doesn't have a coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 2.0. What's the price of the 2.0?
Yeah. Um,
And because like we didn't nip it in the butt, and again, maybe this is he just caught you off guard, like oh he knows the prices in the packaging or whatever it is, and then you're like oh okay, uh, so um, yeah, like at this point it's going to be a lot harder to then just like skirt along because like he's asking you very direct questions, very specific questions, and I'll be like okay so what that one is again it's going to be fairly custom depending on which one is best for you, because we have the 1.0 and the 2.0, it really just comes down to what is the ultimate outcome you're looking to get. So for you, like let's say we're able to come in, like give you the structure, the accountability, everything we talked about. What are you actually looking to be making in your fitness business? Let's just say like monthly. Like get it right back on point.
is there so like we talked about on the first call, it's
Yeah,
anywhere it's 6K.
6K, right? Yeah.
And then there's
So
ways to break.
that's so that's basically 6K.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you don't reach to making six figures in how many months? 8 months?
6 months.
6 months. So if I don't reach to six figures in 6 months, is it guaranteed that you all will help me or
Yep,
yes?
we'll keep working with you as
Right,
long as it takes. So
right.
if it takes you 12 months,
Yeah,
still work with you. As long as
right.
you don't get tired of us. You never know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Even if it took you 24 months,
Yeah.
we will still work with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the Fit Boss one.
Now, if you're going to say something like that, I would always preference it with, and if it takes you 24 months, which has just never happened, by the way, but let's say it did in this crazy, weird scenario, would still work with you then. So it's like, I would just make it like that would be so odd that that would happen rather than it's kind of a little bit more normalized the
Point
way you're
zero,
saying it.
right? That's if I purchase that program, that's like basically me doing all the work because I wouldn't have any coaching.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
you do the work either way, but
yeah,
you won't have a coach. So you won't
right,
have someone to ask questions to, help keep you accountable, show you how to provide your meal plans, how to structure your workout, that kind of a thing.
right. Yeah, and you see that's the thing that the guidance is what will make you go further, because there are people already done this already. So
What makes you feel that way, man? Again, like if he's like, oh yeah, like I want the higher package guidance to make me go further. What makes you feel that way, dude? What's going on?
Exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Right? So it's like get him to like expand more on this belief. Like it's a good belief that he has. Let's just get him to expand on it.
you can come in. We help you get coaching for attracting clients, show you how to structure your offer,
yeah,
how to cover your program, and you have the guidance.
yeah.
In the next 3 to 6 months, like how much do you actually want to be making with your business?
I would say maybe if I can make like 6 to 7K a month, that would be something really good.
6 to 7K.
That'd be something really good. Again, it you can see like it's detached.
Okay.
Yeah,
6 to 7K in the next 3 to 6 months. So being able to make that as an online fitness coach and like business owner.
Okay, so 6 to 7K. Like typically, when you're future pacing someone, I would at least get them to at least like 10K plus, right? Now, again, it's not that there's anything super special about 10K, but especially when you're talking about people who haven't hit it before, that seems to be like a really big milestone. And it's a more like fruitful goal. Okay. Now, oh, that would be good. Again, we need to address the language. Okay, what do you where do you actually need to be though? Right? Do you know the difference between a want and a need? right? Like do all that, get a tangible goal, get him at like 10K per month at the very least. But like you don't want to just like pigeonhole him that. He's like, okay, is that like your humble goal, or like what are you actually looking to be making, man? And be open with me. I'm on your team, man. Okay. Oh, I really want to be making this. Okay, why that number, man? And where are you currently at? Okay, so you're wanting to go from like 5K per month to 15. Okay, cool, man. Makes sense.
Money is just a vehicle, but
Yeah.
having that kind of an income online, what kind of a difference would that actually make for you?
Good tone.
Well, the way how I see it is that comparing to the job I used to do, and if I
Yeah.
could make this money online,
Yeah,
that would be amazing to me because I mean, I have to really work hard for the money that like 6 to 7K a month,
yeah,
because I gotta be on the ground, on the floors, being dirty and all that.
So he's making 6 or 7K per month right now, is what it sounds like, working some more manual labor job. So I would want to see if I can't get him to at least double his goal, which would be like 10 to 15, right? Like double his goal, having the freedom. Like that would be a good, tangible goal because like he would be able to like see if he's making like 6K right now, he'd be able to see what 15K per month looks like. You want to be able to see like what 100K per month looks like, but you'd be able to see what 15K per month looks like. So it just allows him to dream a bit more. Now, because like the thing is, he also has the aspect of like not working the manual labor job, which is good, and we can really future pace him on that. But if we have like making double plus not working the manual labor job, like that future pace is just so much more.
yeah.
So that's where I see if I could do that online instead of doing what I used to do before and making that type of money, that would be really something that really amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Like, how do you mean?
Good.
Like that would be again just a like, and once we address it, maybe once, maybe twice, then it just goes away, and you can start to have like it's a more of a direct conversation after that.
'Cause, I mean, I don't think that I'd be working that hard like how I'm, being an online trainer.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because the circumstances is different, the environment, the
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Hard work to you.
What did you said?
It's hard work to you.
What's
Mm.
hard work to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
The work won't be as hard. So I'm just curious, like what like the hard
yeah.
work looks like in the shop.
Well, man, you gotta be on your back all the time. You gotta be on the ground. You're dirty, you're lifting heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, Not only that too, the pollutants and the environment you breathing in, it's very
Yeah,
unhealthy.
Yeah.
or we talked about that. It's like
Yeah,
toxic.
you standing for like 9 hours. You work for like 9 hours a day on your
9 hours.
feet. Yeah.
Dang. How long were you doing that for?
I did that for like 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, man.
How like what kind of impact that actually have on your body and like having to do
Well,
that for the last
Good, man.
3 years in that toxic like environment?
well, there's some sinus infections, I would say. But other than that, I normally work out at a gym and try to stay fit and healthy and eat properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good, man. You got to stay on top of it.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who are totally fine working a job like that, though.
Yeah.
So where does your drive come from to get out of it? Like why is that so important to you?
Good.
Why is it important to me?
Yeah,
Because I mean, I just looking to do something new and I don't want to be tied down to one place. I want the freedom. That's where
Yeah.
I'm really looking at the freedom.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
does freedom look like to
absolutely,
you,
man.
though?
Yeah.
With everything you,
Just get more like tangible. Like, what does freedom actually look like? Because like that's where I was thinking. Because he talked about freedom earlier. Like that's the biggest thing he was wanting. But it's like freedom is so like, what does freedom even mean? Like freedom means so many different things to so many different people. So it's like get it to something tangible. What does your freedom even look like? Oh, like I would assume he's going to talk about being able to travel, visit his family, do all these different things. It's like, oh, like Like, is there a certain spot you're wanting to go back, blah, blah, blah. And so you being able to have that freedom and like not really have like that wear and tear on your body, like what would that do for you personally? And then you paint them a picture. Like, okay, so then if you really picture it, like you being able to, have the job or have the business to where you don't have to go into the shop and you can just pack your bags and just book a plane ticket back to the Caribbean. Like you being able to book that flight and just go. Like at that moment, man. Like how would that feel? Oh, dude, it'd feel great, would it? Yeah. Right. We can just get a little bit more out of him.
Have currently, like if nothing changed,
Right.
likely is it that you'll actually get that level of freedom if nothing changed?
Yeah. If nothing change,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's why I'm looking to try to get into something new to see if I can get that freedom,
That's why
you
I'm
know?
looking
Yeah.
instead of that's why I
Do you,
am
do you feel
doing.
like I guess like do you feel like it couldn't happen otherwise if you didn't change?
Okay, let's see.
Um, yeah, it could happen. I mean, I just gotta take vacation time to travel. But
Okay, so he's like, oh, that's why I'm looking into like doing something like this, just seeing if this would work for me. Like that's basically what he's saying. So it's so non-committal. Well, it's like, okay, can I share perspective? And because especially because you sell gym stuff, well, there's a difference between looking at a gym and then going every day and eating right. You know what I mean? So be real with me. If you keep on being stuck in this 9 to 5 and nothing changes, how likely is it that you're going to be able to have that freedom to go back and visit your family whenever you want in the next 3 to 6 months? Oh, why wouldn't it? Or it's not likely. Well, why not? So what like what happens if nothing changes? You just need to drill down on this guy.
I'll still be in the same situation, going
Yeah.
back to that same 9 to 5 when you could actually be traveling and working and making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, not being stuck to one place. Yeah.
Do you want to have to take vacation time to do that though, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could be getting paid for sitting on the beach.
Yeah, yeah. That's a nice thing about that. I
Yeah.
like the idea of that because I love beaches, I'm from the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
I like that. I love that. It'd
Yeah.
be nice.
Right, man.
Yeah, man.
And to play the devil's advocate, because I asked this to all the coaches I talk with, Dylan.
Yeah,
So I don't like the framing of that question. And the reason is it makes it come across formulaic. I ask this to everyone, right? It should like, especially if we're looking for a real deep answer out of him. It can't come across like this is the process. Like, hey, this is the next question in the process. So I'd be careful in asking it that way. So if you just want to, if you feel like you have a hard time getting real answers, I would say like use an analogy or use a personal story. Those are always really good to get people to open up. But you can just get away with just using your tone. It's like, oh, like, nah, definitely don't want to do that. So I'm like, dude, I gotta ask. What happens if nothing changes? Like another year, 2 years, 3 years go by, you're stuck in this 9 to 5. You continue to be that guy who doesn't have the freedom and you can't go back home whenever you're wanting to. Like, what impact does that have? So really drill down deep into that.
What happens if you do get another 6 months down the road and nothing does change? So
right,
still in the same position, you're on your back in the shop all day dealing with like a sinus infection, and you're not able to actually travel and see family the way you want, man.
right. Yeah.
What does it actually look like on a day-to-day basis, not being able to do that stuff?
Well, man, I would say that's that's kind of, like because the time that you get with your family, I mean, you wouldn't get that time back. So, you
Hmm.
know, and then my parents are getting old now, so I'm thinking, if I could get to spend as much time with them, that would be something really nice, you
That'd be
know?
something really
Absolutely,
nice.
man.
Like, didn't answer the question and then goes back to the wishful language.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
time's
Yeah.
limited, right?
So be real with me, man. Like, what's going to happen if you continue not to have the freedom to go see them, like, as they're getting older? Like, are you willing to allow this to continue? Well, whose choice is it?
Time is limited in this life, you know. Time is money. Yep.
So
So
time to make a change?
yeah,
Possibly?
yeah, I'm trying to possibly make a change.
Cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, I want to walk you through the rest of everything. So we'll walk you through the systems, how things actually.
Okay, so then we go into the presentation. So I'll just go ahead. I'll skip ahead a little bit. See where we drop the price. Now, this, I'm trying to see. Because we start the presentation like minute 20, and then we're about minute 40 is when we're showing the actual like price. So I would say if we can, oh, it actually goes on for quite a bit longer. Okay. Okay. So it's like a 25-minute presentation. Let's see if we can't shorten that up. The problem is with a longer presentation like that is the fact of the matter is that people are going to lose emotion the longer you go on. Number one. Number two, just because you are going on for a longer period of time, it just gives people more permission to like zone out. Number three, you're giving him a lot more information to think about. Okay, so you can induce a little bit more think about it objections. I'm not saying cut everything out, but let's see if we can't, like, even if it's like half the time, like it's a 12-minute presentation, right, instead of a 25. I think that would be a lot more efficient, and you'd be able to, again, like not lose as much emotion and induce more think about it.
This intensive kickoff with you.
Right.
He never does this. It's just a holiday special that he's doing for
Yeah.
people who prepay in full. So when you join the program, you get 1 hour and he'll onboard you.
Yeah.
How did you, which of these three were you leaning towards, men?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, 5,000 on one-on-one coaching, man. That's a gift right there. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Is that
But
the one you go with?
But
yes, that's the one that I would go with, yes, if I have to go with it right now.
see, you see, because he's been detached from the entire thing. He's been detached from it the entire time. So it's like now when it comes to like making a decision, oh, like, yeah, if I was going to do something like that, that's what I would do, right? Like he's attached from it right now. Because again, like this is like an upstream thing. He's been detached the entire time. We didn't bring him to reality. And then now he's detached from it when it comes to decision making.
But I have one thing to say is that I actually want to obtain my certification and, like then jump into this,
Yeah.
I mean, the money is not a problem to get into the program, but I really want to get my certification first, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
yeah, because if someone look at my profile, it would be like, well, that guy, he doesn't have any certification to show that he's a coach or a personal trainer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think that matter? Do you think that matter with me like obtaining a certification to actually try to attract clients?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because I think I showed you. Okay. Does she say she's certified?
No, she doesn't. Yeah.
Does he say he's certified?
No, he doesn't. So yeah, I see.
Um,
Yeah.
and then, and these are all people in the program.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah, he
Clean
doesn't say
Fitness.
it neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bald buff dude, Mr. Clean
There,
Fitness.
you
That's
don't,
funny as
the
fuck.
thing with being an online coach, you don't have to be certified.
Right.
Still get certified, but it's not gonna break a deal for you.
Right. Yep, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
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 So why do you understand?
Is there any reason you feel like you need to get certified first?
Yeah, because I mean, I actually need to like learn some stuff, like workouts and stuff. I mean, I know how to exercise. I know uh about calisthenics training. That's what I used to do when I used to live in Miami.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, bro.
But I mean, like obtaining a certification would be something like better for me,
Yeah.
instead of just going out there and acting like I know it all, but I don't have anything to back it up.
Well,
Yeah.
why not do
Y-
both?
Yeah. So that's why I say I was looking into, like seeing what you all could do for me and obtaining my certification and then moving forward from there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, why
'Cause
not do?
huh?
I said, well, why not do both?
Yeah.
Could I share a perspective with you?
Yeah.
Because where are we in November? It would take 6.5 weeks to build everything out with your
Right.
business, right?
6.5 weeks. Yeah.
Mhm. So by the time you've finished building the management pieces, the systems, you'd be
Yeah.
ready to launch your business.
Right.
And at that time, we're in January,
Yeah.
which as a personal trainer is the hottest time of the year because it's New Year's, everyone wants to change, they want to get a coach.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of coaches right now who they're wanting to get prepared for New Year's so they can
Right.
have their business up and running and ready to go.
Yeah.
And so
See.
when it comes to waiting, I mean, why wait, man?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. But
But
say like even so if I get into it now, right?
again, like, okay, it's true, man. Well, why is it true? Yeah, because I could be wrong. See, he's like, oh yeah, agree, but break the pattern. I mean, I could be wrong, dude. Why do you agree?
Would I have to like go to the gym 5 days a week and post videos?
Go to the gym. So
Yeah,
what we part of what we teach is how to batch content.
right,
It's taking, let's say, some time on Saturday.
Yeah, so what we do is we teach how to batch content so you don't have to spend actually much time filming. Is there any particular reason why you ask? Like, what's behind this question?
Coming up with content ideas and then going to the gym on, you know, just one day out of the week to film. But even then, you don't need to be in the gym to film. So you do most of your filming in one day,
yeah,
and you don't have to film anymore for the rest of the week.
right. So how many workouts do you think you could film in a day to actually attract clients?
Yeah, well, it's not just workouts. It's so like it's
Like,
It's
we're
more
getting a
like what,
little
reels?
bit too much into
Like
to the
short
weeds.
reels?
yeah, like he's at home
Yeah,
filming.
right. Yeah.
So that's really just going to depend on what we actually see that's going to work best for your audience. I guess, is there any particular reason why you ask? Oh, I just want to make sure, like, I have the time and things like that. Oh, no, I can totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, when it comes to time, it's just really about, like, are you willing to make the time to get to the point where you have that level of freedom? Because if you are, man, I'll tell you, you're going to get there. But if you're not willing to make the time, like, again, I don't think we're your champ. Like, would you be willing to make the time?
He's in the
Back
gym
on him.
here.
At the gym, yeah.
Focus is too much on us right now.
Um, he's at home, plus like a little meme.
And like what's happening is he does not want to make a decision. So he's taking the focus off of himself because he feels uncomfortable to make a decision and putting it back on you, asking more logistical things that makes him feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
So we need to get the focus back on him.
Right, he's at home. So what we teach when it comes to the content is you just film
Yeah.
a bunch of B-roll. So there's a master class in here about marketing,
Yeah.
and she teaches you how to really film like B-roll. So that way you don't have to go to the gym and film every day.
Right.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but let's say like after we answer a question, we have to follow up with another question. We need to take back control of this conversation because he's been asking more logistical questions. He's putting the focus on us. We need to get the focus back on, is his commitment to change actually there?
But
And this
that
silence
guy, right? You said
right now, it just opens him up to then just ask questions about you.
he actually did a 10K month. Is it a consistent 10K month or was it just 1 month?
Yeah, he did 8K the month before and
Right.
10K this month.
Yeah. I see. So not having like a bunch of followers, you could still make 10K a month because he have like how much, like 7,000 followers. So it's not
2000.
really, yeah,
I think he had 2000.
2,000 followers. Yeah. So it's not really about the followers. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man.
wow. Yeah.
But do you feel like what we talked about actually can help you get to 7K a
Yes.
month consistently?
I think it could. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. What about what we talked about? Do you feel actually can help you get there?
Good.
The main part I think is a coaching and a structure. That's
Yeah,
what I would need from a professional, the coaching and the structure.
yeah, absolutely, man.
Because I
So,
mean, I could look at all these people online and try to do what they're doing, but I don't think that, I'll be able to maybe make like 10K a month. I mean, you actually
Yeah.
need some professional coaching to
Yeah.
reach to that level.
And all the people I showed you too, not only did they get the coaching and guidance, like they put in the work to make it happen. So is that something you're actually committed doing, putting in the work so you can actually go full time in the business and get that level of freedom? We need to get the commitment,
right, yeah. Um,
So
commitment to change.
typically next step from here is just figuring out like, hey, if we want to move forward and if we do like how we'd fund the investment. Uh,
yeah,
because the onboarding process is very simple.
Because again, like right now, we don't need to be like super neutral. So next step from here is deciding if we want to move forward. So it's like get that commitment to change. Like, okay, do you feel like this is something that would actually help you get from here to here? Yes. Like a lot of like all these people also put in the work. So are you willing? Are you committed to put in the work? Yes. Okay, man. If you're committed, the next steps pretty basic. Going ahead, taking care of the investment, normally debit or credit, and then getting you set up with the onboarding so you can X, Y, and Z. Any questions? Would that work?
Really, it's just getting you access to the course, the community. I would book a time with you right now to get on
yeah,
the calendar later this week so you can have one-on-one time with him and he can help you out with the rest of onboarding. Um,
right.
how did you want to proceed from here, man?
Well, I think that I need some time to actually like figure out what I'm really doing if I really want to get a certification first, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But this program is the only program that I ever look into. I never look into anyone else's program because I like what I see in this program.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so I'm most interested in this program. But I think at this time I need some time to actually think more on, what I'm really gonna do.
Yeah. How do you mean about what you're really gonna do?
I would say like some time to sit down and think more
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, well,
if I want to proceed further into the program. Yeah.
just to see if I could help and send you like some information that will aid in that. What is it that you are wanting to go over in your mind? Like mull it over. Just see if I could help.
Um, well, so as I said, I was getting into trucking.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I already like obtained my CDL and all that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to like sit down and think about the money that I would be making.
Boom. Fucking knew it. Like 5 seconds into the conversation. Like And that's why, like, we really needed to entrench that belief of he's no longer the guy who works for someone else 9 to 5 or wants that level of freedom, all these different things. That as a truck driver, I mean, if he owns his own truck, it's a little bit different, but I don't know. I think that takes a lot of capital. I have no fucking clue. Oblivious to that world. But I doubt it's going to provide the level of freedom that he would actually be looking for if he can just work from an internet connection. So it's like, we really need to make sure we dived into the freedom. And I feel like, okay, we didn't really dive more into like, hey, him actually getting out of the 9 to 5 or the freedom as much as we should. And we didn't really tie down as much of the identity.
Like, because I mean, driving truck also have a lot of money in it. You know that, right? But I'm looking for the freedom. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's that I think this course could give me the freedom, which I don't know if it's guaranteed, because nothing is really guaranteed in this life, but it's all about me putting in the work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just with anything, man, nothing in life is guaranteed. We do have a guarantee that will get you there, but it does, like you said, come down to you putting in the work. So do you feel like you would put in the work? Like, get that buy-in.
Are you going to put in the work?
Yeah, good.
well, yeah, I have to if I get into this program. So,
No, like, regardless of us, man, like, are you actually willing to put in the work to get to that level of freedom? Like, take you out of it. Hey, dude, regardless of us, whether you go for it or whether you don't go forward with us, are you actually committed to put in the work to reach that level of freedom? Because if you're not, I'm the first one to tell you, bro, just go with the trucking job. Push them away. It's like, nah, like, dude, I'm committed to like getting that level of freedom. Like, why? Yeah, like, why are you? But like, be real with me, man. Like, okay, like there is money in trucking, just like with a lot of things, but like, what happens if you never get that level of freedom, dude? We go into we're a trucker for a year, 2 years, 3 years, hell, 10 years down the line. And you're taking a look back at your life, understanding you never had that level of freedom you're looking for. Like, what impact do you feel like that would have, dude? Like, do you want that to happen to you? Okay, whose choice is it?
I wouldn't be, yeah. So,
Well, what do you feel like you actually want, man? Do you want to be in a truck driving from place to place, having to take vacation time to go somewhere, or do you want to be able to make money from the laptop and have true freedom?
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so this is what I need to come to terms with, because I mean, I could drive truck and see the states, which is OTR, over the road. But
Yeah, familiar with the OTR space.
yeah, so
Yeah.
but as I say, I would like to, have the freedom. And
Hmm.
it's that I think this course could give me the freedom, which I don't know if it's guaranteed, because nothing is really guaranteed in this life, but it's all about me putting in the work.
Yeah, so it's just like right then, that's when we really need to drill down. And then like get buy-in that like, hey, if he puts in the work, like he will get the result. And it's worked for hundreds of people. So does he feel like, is there any reasons why he feels like it wouldn't work for him?
Hmm.
So
Are you going to put in the work?
And then I'm just going to create the difference between like the safe route and him being an entrepreneur route. So does he want to be the guy who goes the safe route? Or does he want to be the guy who actually goes for it and goes for that freedom? Because freedom is hard. Getting freedom is hard. Is it supposed to be easy? No, this is what hard feels like, right? You can go down those.
well, yeah, I have to if I get into this program. So I wouldn't be.
You don't have to do anything, man. You can take the safe route and go be a truck driver and never get that level of freedom. Dude, I see it every single day. But is that the person who you want to be? Well, no. Well, why not?
Yeah. So
Well, what do you feel like you actually want, man? Do you want to be in a truck driving from place to place, having to take vacation time to go somewhere, or do you want to be able to make money from the laptop and have true freedom?
yeah, that's the thing, you know. Yeah, so this is what I need to come to terms with, because I mean, I could drive truck and see the states, which is OTR, over the road. But
Yeah, familiar with the OTR space.
yeah, so but
Yeah.
as I say, I would like to, have the freedom of, opening my laptop and
Yeah.
making money online. So
So again, he wants the thing, just he feels like the truck driving is more secure. Like that's what it is. So we need to we need to attack the belief that like this route is more like one, that it's going to be more secure, but two, like it's worth it for him. Like what we need to get him to believe, it's worth it for him to take the risk to get the ultimate reward. And if he never takes a risk in his life, like what are the outcomes he's going to get?
Is
I,
it when it comes to being the truck driver, is it I don't know, does it seem like a little bit more safe, like a little bit more comfortable? Is that fair to say?
yes, because I mean, yeah, it's guaranteed that if you are making this money a week, it's guaranteed that you will make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what most coaches do is they work their 9 to 5
Nope.
and they
Right.
build a
Nope.
business.
Wow.
It's not one or the other.
Yeah.
Because earlier we were talking about going from good to great.
Yeah, to
Okay,
grades, yeah.
good. Like I wouldn't want to put in his mind like, hey, you can do the truck driving and this, just because again, like he, because what can happen, or what I assume where his mind would go. Well, let me get started with the truck driving first, get my footing in that, because again, it's guaranteed, and then let's come back to this. Just bullshit.
Yeah.
To really make that transition from good to great, what kind of decisions do you think the great version of yourself would actually make?
How to say the great decisions. I mean, like,
So I would get the buy-in. Like, well, are you looking to stay comfortable, man? Because if you are, I'm the first one to say, hey, just do the truck driving.
going from good to great, which is putting in the work to
Mhm.
get the great.
Right.
Yeah.
And what does that work actually look like, man?
Well, the work is I guess it's all on me to, like put the content out there, attract the clients,
Mhm.
get the coaching that I need from Fit Boss program. Yeah.
So would they bet on themselves, or would they take the safe route? Why would they bet on themselves, man? So what's gonna happen, dude, if we do take the safe route and we never actually get to be like our greatest version? What if you always just stay a good version of yourself for the rest of your life?
Right. Because
So
you feel like you can actually get to great if like it comes down to not actually having the level of freedom you want.
mm, I would say in between, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how do you mean?
Because I mean, so before I saw this program, I'd already tried to obtain my stuff with trucking and stuff, but I really like fitness, and I've been working out a long time now, and I just like to stay fit and healthy, and
Yeah.
I think this was something that really attract me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
But,
man.
but the thing is that I want to try and obtain my certification first, and
Hmm.
then get back to you all on everything. Because I mean, the money is not a problem for me, but it's just that I need my time to actually like think on
When somebody keeps on telling you that money's not the problem, it's the problem.
what I'm really gonna put all my energy into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure, man.
yeah,
The reason I asked, man, is because it's what we're saying with Ruben earlier what he always teaches about being that coach, that happy,
Right.
being that business owner.
Yeah.
'Cause it's two different mentalities. And
Right.
when it comes to really moving into being a business owner and having that high level of freedom,
Yeah.
what kind of decisions do you think that person makes?
I would say good decisions with
Yeah.
well, you gotta have good habits, you know, and discipline to actually achieve, you know.
Yeah.
And when they see an opportunity to be great, does that business owner, that coach, that high level coach, do they seize on that opportunity or do they let it go by? Why do they seize on that opportunity? Right. That's where we need to get them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're
So
going.
then for you to move into being that business owner and having that level of freedom, what do
Yeah.
you feel what do you feel that person would do?
To have that level of freedom.
Yeah, like right now,
Yeah.
that highest version of yourself, the one that's great, that has freedom, and a business that supports it, what do you
Yeah.
think like that person would do?
What I think that person would do?
Yeah.
Well, I think that person would be really happy to be in that position.
Well, what would that person do in a moment like this?
Or in a moment like this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think they will move forward.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
Why do you feel like they would?
Good.
Because I mean this program is actually setting you up for success, right? That's what I would say.
So instead of, because like right now we're talking about him a little bit in like third person, which again, I understand, like we're getting the point across, but I want him to start to speak about, like, get that same belief out of him, but in first person. Okay. So this is how you do it. So it's like, so that version of yourself who has that level of freedom, who's that business owner, you, like he's in there, right? Like there's a part of you that really wants to be that person. Like, would you agree? Yes. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to that version of you that is that business owner who is going to go and is committed to get the freedom. What does he say? Right? So if you're that person, like what do you actually say? So it's just a little bit more direct versus like third person. Again, still gets the same point across, but you can call out the person in them that they want to talk to. So it's like, okay, so it's like there's a person who wants to do it, a person who doesn't want to do it. It's in your brain. They're always fighting each other. You can always say that. Let me talk to the person who is committed and wants to do this. So if I'm talking to that person, like what would you say? Like what would you do if you're that person right now? It's just a little bit different. It's more like secondary and like first person instead of third. It's just more closer to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But the
that
thing is that I know that, but
that
I
person would move,
huh?
so if
See,
that person
he's like, I know that, but
would move forward,
Yeah.
where do you feel the disconnect is for you, man? Because really what we're talking about is for
Yeah.
you to grow into being that person.
Right. Yes.
But we have to be willing to take that leap and bet on ourselves, even
Yeah.
if it means being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I would say that the little disconnection that I have is that I was already getting into something else, and
Yeah.
now I gotta like change, you know, if I really want to buy this program and get started with it right now, I need to actually change all these stuff that I already did already, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
would you have to change?
Because I already in the process of obtaining my CDL, you know, and I had classes and all that, so
Yeah. But does that
yeah.
matter though?
Now
Okay.
I have to
Like
like, you know, like
like
forget about
like does that matter though? If that path ultimately isn't going to get you to where you need to be and you found another path that will. Doesn't matter that you have to switch paths. Like just that's not a real excuse.
that and now focus all into this.
Why would you forget about that?
No.
Because when I start something, I like just putting all my energy into one thing instead of just doing two things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
wouldn't you need like an income to live anyways?
yeah, I do.
Well, because
Yeah.
what a lot of coaches do is they build their business and work their job. That's what business owners do in general.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to go from good to great because you have to split your focus, but it's only for a season,
Yeah, I mean, how do a person get that time to actually do that when you work like 9 hours a day, man?
you make the
Yeah.
time. If you're
Yeah.
serious
Y-
about it, you make the time.
Yeah, you make time, yeah.
I guess then what it comes down to, man, is like, are you actually serious about creating that freedom for yourself?
Mm. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Because can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
Because from the outside perspective, if you're unwilling to get uncomfortable and work,
So it's like you got a good buy-in. Like, are you willing to actually create that freedom for yourself? Like, yes, I am. Like, why are you? Like, why? Get more out of him, right? Get him to entrench in that belief more. But be real with me, man. Like, if you never get that level of freedom and we continue to stay in our comfort zone, like, what's gonna happen, dude? Like, there's just we're lacking the real deep consequences that we need out of him to really start to get this guy to shift.
extra hours so you can build your business but also have an income.
Yeah.
Do you
Hmm.
feel
Yeah.
do you feel like that's really the thing to avoid if you want to be successful and have freedom,
Mm. No, I don't think that would be something to avoid. I mean,
right?
yeah, would be something to look into, yeah.
Why not avoid it though?
Look into again,
Why not avoid what?
it's all this like detached language, wishful language, attached language.
What we just talked about, like why not avoid it? If it's not something to avoid, like why not?
Yeah, I know, I see, but I mean, I actually need some time for
But why do you see, man?
me to think for myself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
that's yeah.
Like
Well then,
But
we're
I
not
mean,
really
everything that I
addressing like the real things. Now, he keeps on saying money's not an issue. Like, I'll be real. If money is constantly on his mind to tell you like money's not an issue, like money is part of the issue. So just go down like the money objection and get like this is like he could literally do this because he keeps on bringing up money. We need to go down that route. And then from there, it's just about tying him down to what person is he deciding to be right now, because he has a choice. He can either be the comfortable guy or the guy who has the freedom. That is the only dichotomy that we are going to talk about. Is he going to actually decide to be a better person who can have freedom right now? Everything else, every other conversation is irrelevant. But first, we need to get money off the table because he keeps bringing it up. Okay. So just, again, money's not an issue. Money's not an issue. Money's not an issue. Well, do you have the money? No. Okay. So it's like we need to address the money. And he might have the money, but he could just have some fear around the money. But he's constantly telling you like money's not the issue. Okay. And then from there, we need to really make sure like we attack the belief of being comfortable or being the person who can have the freedom. Because getting that level of freedom, it's not easy. It's hard. Like, is he willing to do the hard work? What if he doesn't? What if he continues to be comfortable for the rest of his life?
see in this program is it's great, but I don't think that it's guaranteed because nothing is guaranteed. It's all about the person.
And again, like we're talking about the program right now, like at this point in the conversation, the last thing that you actually should be talking about is the program. Especially like when we're like an hour deep into the call, and we're just objection handling. So like, dude, take the program off the table. Like we know it works. It's worked for hundreds of people. It'll continue to work for hundreds of people. Like the only variable right now is, will you work? So it's like, I have to ask, man, like, are you actually committed to putting in the work? Because if you're not, I'm the first one to tell you, dude, just go with the trucking job. It's simple. It's easy. It's comfortable. Oh, no, I'm willing to put in the work. Well, why are you, dude? Because again, you can take the comfortable path. Like nobody's going to sit here and hold your hand and tell you and really force you to be free. Oh, well, I need to be free because of this, and this. I mean, I have to ask. And I only say this because I've been in your shoes before. But what happens if you stay that guy who's comfortable for the rest of your life? Then what's going to happen then? Like this guy just needs, the biggest things is like bring him to reality. That's like the biggest one. Like if you just like fix this guy's wishful thinking, you'd be in a lot more productive conversation right now, because it's still coming up in the objection handling phase. And then we're not really attacking the real root of the issue.
Putting in the time and energy and work, to get to that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's why earlier I was saying, hey, like, are you willing to put that work in?
Yeah.
Because the people that are willing to put the work in, it is guaranteed. But
Right.
willingness to do so.
Because the reason why
So it's like you got to, like right after that, then you go to like, so you got to decide who you're going to be. You can either be that guy who plays it safe and we're never able to actually reach the level of freedom that we're looking for, or we can choose to bet on ourselves, put in the work, that way we can get that level of freedom. Which person do you want to decide to be? The guy who's comfortable or the guy who chooses greatness?
the reason why I need some time to think too is because I was in certain programs back then when I had just get here, and it wasn't guaranteed, Like I spent money to be in those programs and it wasn't guaranteed. I'm not saying that this program that you'll have here is not guaranteed, but I'm talking about the past.
What program was it?
So I was in an auto mechanic program, engineering program, where they say you will make 6 figures in a year, right, after being graduated out of the program. And I did put in all the work and everything, and I mean, the people in the program itself, they actually like, I wouldn't say fail me, but they try to like not give me the amount of hours and time and teaching and all that like the other students would have received, So I did have a bad experience with that already, but I'm not basing that experience off of this.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is something what I like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I've grew through that already,
I can't imagine how that would have felt, man. Like that's gotta
Man, I've been through a lot of shit here, man, because just because I speak different. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, but
sorry you went through that, man.
yeah, man, I appreciate it.
One thing I can promise you, man,
Yeah.
we are in your corner 100%.
Yep. Yeah.
As long as you're willing to.
So I get why you went down that road. I am, especially when it comes to like decision making time, we don't want to wallow in self-pity like at all or validate that. So it's like, hey man, I can definitely appreciate where you're coming from. Can I share a perspective? Yeah. Getting into a program and then like, again, things not going right. It's kind of par for the course. Like it's a bit of like a rite of passage that everyone has to go through. Cause like, I'm sure you've been to a restaurant before and just, you haven't had the best experience, right? Yeah. It's like, do you stop eating at restaurants? Like, no. You stop going to that restaurant, right? Because like now you know better of like what to look for, and you don't go to restaurants that are similar to that. So you investing in yourself so you can make more money, like that wasn't the wrong decision. You just made the wrong choice. Would you agree? So you have to ask yourself, like, are you willing to allow that choice you did make to burn you twice? Burn you once when you invested in them and they didn't fulfill, but now burn you twice when we can choose to make a difference. We can choose to be free, but we don't because of the decision of the past. Are you willing to allow that to happen? Like, no. Okay. So like, what do we need to do, man? Who do we need to become in order to actually get that level of freedom?
reach out for help, like we're gonna
Yeah.
be here to help you. It's really important to us because
Yeah.
without you, without our coaches, we're nothing.
Right.
Our success is built off of our coach's success.
Right. That's how I see it too. That's
So
why I say if I'm going with this program, I would go with a
If
2.0
if
because I
if
actually need the coaching. Yeah.
and that's why we have this guarantee where we're gonna work with you until you get there. So
Oh,
if
what
right. I see. So this is in a disclaimer. It says 6-figure guarantee.
saying, yeah, so that's what we typically see for coaches is
Yeah. So,
but
so I
if
have a question, right? So what if someone put in all the work and everything and they don't see 6 figures and then they say, well, you all said 6 figures is guaranteed. What will be the case in that situation?
the guarantee is that we'll work with you until you hit that mark.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
So even if it
Now again, that doesn't happen. But let's say in this wild scenario that it does, we'll work with you until we actually get it done. Okay? But none of that is possible. Again, focus is on us right now. Let's get the focus back on him. None of that is possible without you taking that leap and coming in and putting in the work. So are you actually committed to yourself to put in the work so you can reach that level of freedom you're looking for?
took you 24 months, we're in your corner. And I tell coaches all the time, be conservative. It's
Right.
a long game. There's no such thing as quick money or get rich quick. You have to
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah.
So like I'm in a coaching program myself and I don't see it as something that's going to happen tomorrow. I think, hey, as long as this happens in the next 12 to 24 months, I'll be happy.
Right. Are you into fitness also?
Appreciate it, bro.
It's not for fitness, it's for something different.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, because
It's become best salesperson ever. That's what it's for.
otherwise you're setting yourself up for failure with that mentality of like, hey, this is going to happen in 6 months.
Yeah.
All you're thinking,
But that's really good because you're really relating to him as well, right? Like, hey man, I'm also everyone like I'm getting coached. It's really about the process, all that good stuff. Like I've been in your shoes before. Like this is all good, but then we also need to then get the focus back on him.
is short term. You need to think about it long term because this is
Right.
a business that you're going to keep for 6 months. This is a business you're going to keep forever,
Yeah.
your way of life and income. But I want to give you some space to think about it, man. Like I understand
Yes,
you got
man.
hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
That,
bow out.
that's shitty. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
But
But I'm
I
not basing it off of this because this is the only program that I look into, Ruben program, because I see in like keto fitness and all that out there. I don't know
oh
if you yeah,
Go
yeah.
for
So
it. Go for it.
so you know that high ticket trainer program and all that. I had bypassed all that, but I saw this program and I said this looks kind of it looks legit to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I can promise you that we'll be in your corner, man. Like
yeah,
the accountability is there, the coaching there, the guidance there. We
yes,
can only help you to the level that you're willing to help yourself at the end of the day. As long as you're showing up, asking questions, we'll be there to answer them.
yeah.
How long do you feel like you need to actually like take some time to think about it for?
I say I'll say give me around 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a long time, man. What's going on?
So what is today?
Today is 18th.
Your Central Time, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Stay
you're
in the
talking like the
pocket.
2nd of December?
Yeah.
Stay in the
So
pocket. Go for it. But like overall, man, it's not a bad call. Like I think you did a good job of. I feel like you always do a good job of really like keeping it conversational. So like that aspect is good. I feel like at certain points just stayed too surface level, which can be an issue. Really didn't tie him down too much as far as his identity, as far as like him not being a 9 to 5er, him making sure he gets uncomfortable. And then we really didn't like smack him around with his wishful language. If we would have really got that wishful language like corrected, then it's just a lot more fruitful of like a conversation. So that's I would say like that's the biggest thing that comes down to. I would focus on like moving forward is just be careful of the wishful thinking. And yeah. And then objection handling, man, if you had another call, I can understand like bowing out. But if you have the time, just fucking go for it, dude. like go for broke, because like the likelihood that this guy is going to come back in 2 weeks is with biz ops is fairly low, even though you guys had a good conversation, because like life's just going to get in the way, and then he is just going to resort back to whatever like decision-making process he had before. So that's why I'm always careful of that. When we're talking about the objection handling, I felt like we could have just cut through the fluff a lot. He just kept putting the focus on us, and then we just allowed him to, not getting the focus back on him, not really addressing what the real thing is, because like he has to decide like what is like that's really what he has to do. He has to decide like what person is he going to be? Is he going to be the guy who takes a safe route, or is he going to be the guy who bets on himself and takes the riskier route, but there is more fruit for the labor? So that's really what it comes down to, man. Yeah, I think overall, like it was still a fairly good call. There's just because like this guy, he's just a little bit more squirrely, okay? But this should have been a close, okay? But if somebody says it's not about the money, like at least tick the money box, because oftentimes it will be about the money. But yeah, this guy should be a close. So yeah, if we just work on a couple of those things, man, it would just tighten up this conversation. Also as well, if we can get that presentation down a bit so it's not so long, it'll probably also help with like the think about it objections too, because with such a long presentation, we just give them so much to think about. Okay, so but let me know if this helps, and if you have any questions, dude.